Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me. I am Keerti Dhanai, a site reliability engineer at Wayfair. I'm part of the DevX team here, and my job is to basically make sure that when thousands of developers and engineers are pushing code every day, it gets into production safely, quickly, and with as little stress as possible. Now, Wayfair is big, and we're running one of the largest e-commerce platforms in the world. And that means we just don't ship features, but we actually ship them at massive scale and under massive traffic. Even a tiny change like a recommendation tweak or a checkout page update can ripple through millions of our customers and cause millions of dollars in revenue. So, today I want to tell you a story of how we went from building our own in house feature toggle tool to how we hit a wall and then adopted Unleash to power a feature ops practice that helps us ship faster, experiment more boldly, and recover instantly. Okay, let's dive into it. But before that, a little bit about me. I'm Kirti Dhanai, professionally a site reliability engineer and personally an explorer. I love exploring experiences, if that makes sense. I'm also a surfer and someone who loves outdoor activities. And honestly, I think about software development a lot like surfing. Like you want speed and you want bold moves, but if you don't have balance and control, then you kind of wipe out. And that balance, like the speed plus control, is exactly what feature ops gives us. I'm just trying to tie it to our talk. Back then, feature toggle or testing features at Wayfair was quite painful for us. To toggle any features, we had to deploy. Engineers had to spend hours just testing those features. So, like every other company does it, we went ahead and built our own in house feature toggle tool. It was tied to PHP monoliths that we had at the time, and it was working pretty well for us because suddenly we could switch features on and off directly into production, and it was very production friendly. But like any other in-house solution, it was doing its job, but as Wayfair scaled, as we grew, we saw the cracks, and the cracks, they started to really appear because we started to experience rapid in-house user growth on the tool. And that was outpacing the development that we were doing on the tool because everybody at Wayfair, all the engineers had started to get onboarded to the tool. And we really did not have many defined onboarding policies for our new users. So there was a lot of maintenance overhead for us at the platform team. We were going through constant patches, maintenances, and scalability was also a concern. And we did not even have enough eyes to track the history. We were not able to track the changes. Parallelly, we were also moving out of PHP, and so we needed more diverse integrations to support the microservices, and those integrations were becoming really hard for us to maintain. So instead of enabling us, the tool was actually slowing us down. And that is when we knew that we needed something more robust in nature. So this is when we decided to flip the most important switch that we could. We went from our in-house tool to Unleash. And out of the box right away, we found that it was very scalable. It was performance tested. It had the server-side SDKs and the client-side SDKs that we wanted, all of those integrations, be it Python or Node.js for server-side or React and Android on the client side. This definitely immediately took off all of the burden of our hands because we could now ship code with pre-built SDKs. And that was a really good thing for us. Because each server had services that were querying directly into the main Unleash server. So while it was working, it had its own limitations because all the services were querying the server directly, and that was creating potential bottlenecks for us, especially during traffic spikes. The load on the core server could go faster than ever, and we actually started to see some gaps there. And right when we started to see the gaps, Unleash came along and released Unleash Edge. That was a huge boost for us. We adopted Edge pretty quickly. And now instead of all the services hammering the main server, they were querying the Edge instances. Now, what did it bring for us? It brought stability for us. It brought scalability for us. And it definitely brought in a lot of confidence because developers were now pushing features knowing that the control plane will not buckle under pressure. And so here's the real data from our production environment. Edge traffic surges across busy days, and the peaks are more than 20,000 requests per second. We compared the cost between our own in-house tool and the cost from after we adopted Unleash, and it is clear that the Brew line is Unleash and it was 3 times more cost efficient for us. So it wasn't really just a technical decision, it was also a business decision, because moving to Unleash, we freed engineering hours, we reduced infra complexity, and we saved millions of dollars in money in the long run. Unleash lets us innovate with stability and confidence for sure. We have over 617 projects on Unleash in production right now as we speak, about 9,000 plus feature flags across the clusters, and more than 8,000 plus feature flags in production. And this number keeps growing with like 70 new feature flags per month. We move fast, but we never break the customer experience. And with AI driving the development faster than ever, feature ops is not just optional, it's essential.